What's going on, people? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Right now we're in Ukraine. We're in Odessa, and this is going to be a really fun flight because we're going to be flying all the way from Ukraine down to Syria. I normally don't do flights this long, but because it's Christmas break, I thought, you know what? Let's fly from one country that we have high hopes for to another country that we have high hopes for. I really hope both countries experience peace in the near future, and we're going to be flying on Etihad Airways, which is always a lot of fun, and it's going to be a fun flight. It's going to take us over the Black Sea. It's going to take us over Turkey. It's going to take us over parts of Syria, and maybe even a little bit of Jordan towards the end. It's going to be a really fun flight, and I truly hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to go ahead and get started, and we have a full complement of coverage over here in Odessa in Ukraine because of a VATSIM event that is taking place in Ukraine. So let's do this. Up my volume here really quick. Alright, overhead lighting up. Emergency exit light switch on. We need our seatbelt lights on because people need to know to buckle their seatbelts, for crying out loud, okay? No smoking auto. Resupply on. Okay. And fuel pumps on. And we're just gonna, as usual, I've got my co-pilot Eli Manning here hanging out. He doesn't say anything or do anything, but it's nice to have a co-pilot. So, turn up the floodlights. On our APU fire test. Beautiful. Alright, import this flight plan. Send some data, boarding and refueling.
Boarding requested.
AOC, flight
Refueling
init.
stock is on its way.
Okay.
Please don't leave the aircraft
Let's just
until
put
the
in
fuel
some
truck
data
arrives
here
and
from
ask to do it.
Ukraine, UKOO, which is Odessa, to Damascus, OSDI. One thing I love about Damascus, so much biblical significance, so many great things happen in Damascus in the book of Acts, so I think that's cool. Flight number, let's see, ETD. Patriot Brad is online. Hey man, how are you doing? I'm good, how are you?
Passengers bus is coming.
How are things in Romania, my friend?
Fuel truck is in position.
You're right, I should not forget about Discord. We're going to set up a Discord. It will happen. I know I keep saying that, but it's going to happen. Let's see. Okay, we're going all the way up to 390. But Patriot Brad, I'm good, man. How's did you have a good Christmas?
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a look at our chart here really quick. And hey, I'm glad you had a good Christmas. Oh, you've got some snow over there. You know, I've heard that in in Romania and in Bulgaria that you guys can get some epic snow. That's cool. 34 Tark 1 X-ray. Okay, so we're gonna be on the Tark 1 X-ray, Tarka 1 X-ray, and let's see here. I'm gonna open up the door here and make sure that like stuff is actually happening out here.
Passengers bus is coming.
Okay. So, oh, I just realized I need to hit the refuel button. So I'm going to go to MCDU menu, config, and fuel, and it's going to fuel up. And, okay, so I'm going to take a look at what frequencies are available here in Odessa in Ukraine. Let's see. VATSIM radar, which is what I use to find frequencies, is acting very, very strange right now. So hopefully it loads. You know what? I might need to just disconnect. Hold on. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties here. Yeesh. Okay, VATSIM radar is acting very strange. Oh wait, here we go. There's a sign of life. It's initializing. In the meantime, I'm just going to write out my clearance. Well, actually, I guess I can't write out my clearance until this VATSIM radar thing actually gets initialized. Okay. Okay, so we do have ground available here in Odessa.
Good afternoon. This way, please.
So I'm just gonna write things out. Ground, Etihad 4811. Okay.
May I see your boarding pass?
Let me check out what stand I'm at, because technically I'm not even at the gate, I'm at a ramp because of the way this airport is structured. Gate, roughly 18. Okay. Information Bravo. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Let's see if there's a. Okay, yeah, they use hectopascals over here, just like Europe, even though this is Europe. Request IFR to Damascus. Okay. Fun stuff. Okay.
Good afternoon. Hello.
I mean, honestly, Patru, I could always use help. I always could use help. I don't, when it comes to live streaming, first of all, if you ever want to join me on VATSIM, if you ever want to fly next to me, you're more than welcome to. That would be really cool. So, alright, I'm gonna check Streamlabs for something here. Okay.
Passengers.
Alright. Go. Alright, so okay, so the airplane is loading fuel.
Passengers boarding started.
Let's see. Alright, we're almost fully loaded here on fuel. Getting pretty close. Wonder how much. Okay, yeah, we only need 7,700 kilograms. There we go.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Good afternoon. This way, please.
Alright, so the fuel is ready, and then let me do something really quick here. I'm going to go back to the MCDU,
Boarding pass, please.
flight plan, and we're going to have to definitely input some different waypoints. It's going to be a process. IBR okay.
Welcome on board.
ROPUT. Okay. SUMOL, okay. INE 113.3, okay. NENDO, that reminds me of Nintendo. Sorry, there's a lot of waypoints when you're flying over so many international borders. Elden. Elden has a waypoint. Wonder if somebody in Turkey likes Elden Ring. I don't know. Okay. USFAF. Okay. Goodness gracious, so many waypoints. Sorry about this. Okay. DONDU. Okay. And then Adres AD. My apologies for how many waypoints are on this flight. PAs. Okay. I would just have this load automatically, but for some reason there can be issues with that on the Phoenix with GSX. I don't know why, so that's why I have to enter these in manually. Okay. Alright, then we're, let's see, almost done here. Okay. Goodness gracious, there's a lot of golfs. Okay. I'm gonna have to just check which golf. Of course, there's a waypoint called Golf somewhere in Syria. That's interesting. 36 north. Yep, it's this one. LE. So those waypoints are finally in. We're just going to put in our arrival information. I think we're going to do the ILS 23 right. Okay, there's multiple ILSs for 23 right. ILS 2, runway 23 right. Is Sophia, and then we're coming in with the Kilo 1 Charlie. Whew, that's a long flight plan, isn't it? Goodness gracious. Okay. And that's that. Finally. Goodness gracious. Okay. Just gonna send some fuel info. Positive 28 on that. I'm gonna go to performance. We're gonna do a flaps 1 takeoff. Let's go back to the performance speed calculator. Okay, so the departure calculator is acting a little bit weird. That's fine. Just gonna have to guess. Okay. No, man. No. You, Patriot Brad, you didn't annoy me with the server question, man. One of these days I'm gonna get that server going, and whenever I get it going, if you wanna just help me get the word out, that would really help me out. So, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be really good. I'm going to, let's see, alright, let's see, QNH here 1012, and I'm gonna go ahead and call for clearance, if I can put in this frequency, 127.7, okay. And then towers on 125.5. To 5.5 for tower. Okay, we're good to go. Alright, let's just go ahead and call for clearance. Odessa ground, hello. This is Etihad 4811 Airbus A320 at stand 18. We have information Bravo on board, QNH 1012. Request IFR clearance to Damascus.
Etihad 4811, cleared by flight plan road, runway use 34, Tarka 1 X-ray departure, initial climb altitude 6,000 feet, squawk 3356.
Cleared to Damascus via the Tarka 1 X-ray departure, expect runway 34, initial climb 6,000 feet, squawk 3356 for Etihad 4811.
Etihad 4811, read back correct.
Yay! Okay, we made it through the readback. I'm gonna just put in a couple things here. Our initial climb altitude and also our squawk 3356. We're gonna turn our transponder on, and then we are going to get this party started.
Дякую за контроль, до побачення.
Дякую вам за те, що ви прилетіли, до побачення.
Hey, I'm hearing some Ukrainian over the radio. That's cool. Long live Ukraine. Alright. Let's see. So, as you guys can tell, there is a VATSIM event happening here, so there might be some other aircraft in the vicinity. Looks like we've got some Airbus, or actually, I take that back, that's a Boeing. It's gonna get busier. I saw some Eurowings earlier, but they took off. In the meantime, I am really digging this Etihad livery. Love it. Alright, APU's almost ready. Let's rocky road. Yes, I know that was the ice cream, but I love it. Alright, APU's avail. APU bleed on. External power off. Beacon lights on. Strobe lights auto. Let's tell GSX we want to get ready for pushback. Who needs de-icing? This is a
This is
simulator.
Ukraine 370, and do you have updated scenery of this airport?
It's Ukraine 370,
Hello,
affirm.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Thank you.
Alright, so we're gonna get the tug attached.
And we are ready for startup 370.
This is Ukraine 370, do you require pushback?
We can taxi straight out from here if you like.
That would be perfect, so DT Ukraine 370, start up on stand approved.
Start on stand approved, UT Ukraine 370.
Alright, that tug. You got the tug. Yeah, baby. Odessa ground, Etihad 4811 is ready for pushback.
Etihad 4811, standby.
I think I know why he said standby, because the scenery at this airport has been updated recently, so I'm sure he's trying to figure out.
Etihad 4811, push start approved, facing northwest.
Push and start approved, facing northwest, Etihad 4811. Okay, so northwest, that's good, that's good. That's what I want to hear. So that means we're gonna go tail right. And chocks, we're gonna tell the chocks to be gone. We're gonna
Release parking brakes.
release the parking
Commence
brake.
and push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
Alright. Alright, the tug seems to be a little bit confused. That happens sometimes with GSX. Let's just hope that it at least tries to push us in the right direction. Alright, I'm just gonna have it stop the pushback because obviously it's directionally challenged. Every so often the tug with GSX acts a little bit weird. Just a heads up in case any of you guys are thinking about using it.
Set parking brakes.
But it's still worth it.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Right, engine
Unlocking
one.
gear.
Alright, I'm starting up engine one.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Okay.
UT Ukraine 370, request taxi.
GC Ukraine 370, taxi to Holden point runway 16 via taxiway 1, Charlie 3, Alpha 1.
I'm gonna put ignition switch back to middle.
UT Ukraine 370, taxiing holding flight runway 165, taxiway 1, Charlie 3 and Alpha 1.
Okay, we're ready for taxi pretty much. Odessa ground, Etihad 4811 is ready for taxi.
Etihad 4811, I am super sorry. Are you able to make 180?
Yes, I can definitely make a 180.
Etihad 481, can you again, are you able?
Affirm, yes.
Etihad 4811, make 180, then via taxiway 6 and main taxiway and taxiway Alpha 5, taxi holding point runway 34.
Taxi via 6 and then main, and then taxi to Alpha 5 and then the holding point Charlie for runway 34, Etihad 4811.
Etihad 4811, negative, holding point is Alpha 5.
Sorry, holding point is Alpha 5, Etihad 4811. Okay. Okay, so I am going to do a 180 here. I can tell he wants me to do that. And there's really not a lot of planes around, even though there's a VATSIM event, so this 180 is not too difficult.
This is Ukraine 370, contact tower 125.5, have a safe flight, bye bye.
Tower 125.5 ET Ukraine 370, thanks, доброго вечера.
Alright, we're moving. Taxiing along 6. And then I'm gonna try to get a feel for where we're going after that. So he said main and then holding point Alpha 5 for runway 34. So I believe that means I'm gonna be on the main taxiway for quite a while. Engines off just a little bit.
Etihad 4811, you turned runway on main taxiway. Right now continue straight via main taxiway, then taxiway 7, taxiway 5, correction, taxiway 6, and then via main taxiway to holding Alpha 5.
Oh, so sorry. Taxiway 5 and then taxiway 6 and then back onto main for the holding point for runway 34, Etihad 4811. Okay, yeah. I guess there was a big miscommunication there.
And Etihad 4811, just to confirm, do you have new scenery of this airport?
I have the Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 scenery, so sometimes it can be a little bit strange, so I think that might be what's happening here.
Alright, thank you.
Yep, it's a case of this airport's definitely been renovated lately, so the scenery is a little bit different than what it should be. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna get back on track here. second time. And then we're going to turn left on main. Go.
Delta ground, hello. You there are Ukraine 1-4 is at Sierra 4, QNH 1009, request clearance to Istanbul.
City Ukraine 1-4, cleared via flight plan road, runway news 3, Bunak 1 X-ray departure, initial climb altitude 6000 feet, squawk 3354.
Ukraine 1-4 cleared to Istanbul via runway 16, Bunak 1 X-ray departure, climb maintain 6000, squawk 3354.
City Ukraine 1-4, read back correct.
These are long runways because there's a lot of military aircraft that land here.
Etihad 4811, contact tower 125.5, have a safe flight, bye bye.
Contact tower on 125.5, thank you. Happy New Year, Etihad 4811. Okay, so we're gonna talk to tower. Just a moment. Okay.
For airport system.
Odessa Tower, this is Etihad 4811. I am holding short of runway 34 at holding point 5.
Etihad 4811, Odessa Tower, good evening.
Good evening.
Alpine 362, wind 255 degrees, 6 meters per second, gusting 9er, runway 34, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 34, 5, 3. Ukraine 370 passing 2800.
U2 Ukraine 370, contact Odessa radar on 120.9er. Have a nice flight, see ya.
Odessa radar 120.9er, Jaku U2 Ukraine 370.
I bet there's a flight coming in. Or maybe not, we'll see. Might as well go ahead and put approach on here. I might stand by. Alright, we're just kind of waiting on tower to clear us. Let me see if there's a flight coming in somewhere. Yeah, there is. There's a couple guys on final, that must be why. Yeah. But hey, at least we get to watch some people land before we take off. Let's see if
Odessa Tower, добрий вечір, Skype 107, left report.
outside.
Skype 107, Odessa Tower, dobry wieczór. Wind 255 degrees, 6 meters per second, gust in 9er. Continue approach runway 34.
Continue approach runway 34, Skype 107.
Alright, let's see how he does. Come on. Alright. This EasyJet guy, he's coming in pretty good. He's going straight for the landing zone. And he's landing on grass. So that's because we have a different scenery package that he doesn't have. Okay, so that's EasyJet. And we've got like a...
Contact Odessa ground on 127.7. Thank you for a flight, yeah.
Station Odessa ground 127. Take this 127. Take the departure Alpha.
Sky up 107, runway 34, clear to land.
Runway 34, clear to land, Skype 107.
Etihad 4811, do you have an arriving SkyUp Boeing 737 in sight?
He's not in sight yet, but I can see him on radar. Do I need to wait for him?
Etihad 4811, roger, behind mentioned traffic, line up and wait, runway 34 behind.
Behind arriving traffic, line up and wait, runway 34 behind, and I can see him now.
Perfect.
Alright, there he is. Let's watch our fellow VATSIM enthusiast land. Alright, his nose is a little bit down. I think he's trying to lower his altitude quickly. Alright. He's probably gonna be going into a flare in just a moment. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna line up and wait behind. Okay.
Delta Tower, Sky 1204, good evening, on final around 94.
Sky 1204, Odessa Tower, this final approach speed. Etihad 481, wind 255 degrees, 6 meters per second, gusting 9, runway 34, cleared for takeoff, no delay please.
Runway 34 clear for takeoff, no delay. Etihad 4811. As Han Solo used to say, we're gonna punch it.
Sky up 107, continue rolling for a bit and contact ground on 127.7. Дякую за політ до побачення.
127.7, Sky 107, дякую за контроль, гарного вечора, до побачення.
Sky up 1204, expect landing clearance.
Sky 104, повторіть, будь ласка.
Sky up 1204, очікуйте пізній дозвіл на посадку.
Also ready to climb, gear up.
Sky 104.
Sky up 1204, вітер 255 градуси, 6 метрів на секунду, ЗПС 4 посадку дозволяю.
Посадку дозволили. Sky up 1204.
Tilt the nose down a little bit. Beautiful view of Odessa here.
Etihad 4811, contact Odessa radar on 120.9 or have a nice flight.
Contact Odessa radar on 120.9. Thank you. Happy New Year, Etihad 4811.
You too.
Okay, so we are. We've got a beautiful view of Ukraine down there, and we're going to be over the Black Sea in just a moment. Let's go ahead and talk to approach. Alright, so there's some details I gotta get right. So we're off runway 34. Okay. Odessa radar, hello, this is Etihad 4811. I am off runway 34, passing 4,700 feet, climbing 6,000, inbound Oscar 325.
Etihad 4811, Odessa radar, good evening, identified, continue climb flight level 200.
Continue climb, flight level 200, Etihad 4811. Okay. Here we go. Gonna turn off some lights here and we're gonna disarm spoilers. We're gonna take a look outside. How about that for scenery? Not bad. Okay, let's see here.
There 2205, descent altitude 2000 feet.
Descending to altitude 2000 feet with Air 2205.
Sardar, Papa Oscar Bravo, request vectoring to initial altitude.
Uniform Oscar Bravo, expect vectors for LS runway 34 from the east.
LS vectors from the Papa Oscar Bravo.
Uniform Oscar Bravo, наразі ви будете заходити другим, тому що ви пролетіли останню інструкцію, повернули вчасно. Ваша швидкість не дуже швидка, тому будете заходити після Airbus 320, котрий зараз надам вийти.
Зрозумів.
There 2205, vectors for approach, turn left, heading 060.
Turning left, heading 060. With Air 2205.
Turn left, heading 340.
Was that for with Air 2205?
Uniform Oscar Bravo, turn left, heading 340.
340.
Uniform Oscar Bravo, last instruction was turn left, now you're turning to the right.
Знаю, але не знаю, як це вже змінити. Вибачайте.
Uniform Oscar Bravo, Roger, continue right, heading 240.
Right, heading 240. Oscar Bravo.
There 2205, turn left, heading 010, clear at LS runway 34.
Cleared for ILS runway 34.
Turn left, heading 010.
Oh yeah, and also turning left, heading 010 with Air 2205.
Etihad 4811, contact Ukraine Raider 123.475, okay?
Contact radar on 123.475, thank you, bye-bye, Etihad 4811.
Wizard 1233, continue descent altitude 3000 feet.
Okay, so we're being handed off to
Uniform
Ukraine
Oscar
radar,
Papa,
123.
correction, Uniform Romeo Papa Oscar Bravo, turn right, heading 340.
Right, 340.
Ukraine radar, hello, this is Etihad 4811. I am passing flight level 176, climbing flight level 200, inbound Tarka.
Etihad 4811, Ukraine radar, hello radar, contact, climb flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Etihad 4811. Alright, so we're going to go up another 10,000 feet. Exactly what I was hoping for. And if any of you guys like geography, we are right over the Black Sea right now, and we will be over the Black Sea for a long time until we fly over Turkey. And the hotly contested region of Crimea will be on our left side, off to our east, and it's just a really fascinating thing to be flying over this geography that's so, so relevant to today's news. Hey, True Brad. Hey, man. Yeah, I need to go back to Romania. I need to do another Romanian flight. It would be good to fly back to Bucharest or maybe to do a different airport or something, especially if it's like up in the mountains or something.
Whiskey 580, minimum approaching for travel to 90.
Whiskey 580, Lima Lima, descent for level 270 and contact to the radar on frequency 120.9 Abilene.
Just level 270 and contact the destroyer on 120.9. Thank you for the see. Bye bye, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too, bye.
As you guys can see, we're about 800 miles away from Syria, and we're going to be climbing all the way up to 390 eventually. Right now we're at about 21,000 feet. As you guys can see, we're about 800. And as you can see in the stat section on the top of the screen, we're about an hour and 30 minutes away from landing, in case you were wondering. And also, one thing you might notice is that the weather is live, but the time is not. And the reason for that is, if the time was live, it would be pitch black darkness out there, and you wouldn't be able to see any of the gorgeous scenery or the livery or any of those things. So I backed up the time so that way you can see the flight in the daytime, but I very much am flying live on VATSIM. In fact, you can track my VATSIM flight using my call sign if you want to see exactly where we are. If you go to VATSIM radar, you can just look up my call sign and you can see where the plane is. We're over the Black Sea at the moment.
Ukraine 370 back.
Geogram 370, Roger, thank you. Heading up 4811 from near my airspace, monitor advisory 122.8, helmet flight attention, standby.
Monitor advisory on 122.8. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful new year. Etihad 4811.
Thank you, you too.
A lot of times, in case you didn't know, a lot of the people who run VATSIM radar for a certain region actually live in that region. So, you know, it's just kind of a fun moment for me to get to talk to some people in Ukraine and wish them a happy new year, because I really do hope they do have a good new year and that things go better for them this year. And it's just really cool to me that we've got some Ukrainian guys that are running VATSIM over their country right now. I think that's awesome. So kudos to them, and just really cool. Fun. That's a cool moment. And because we've been switched over to advisory and we don't have any more altitude restrictions at the moment, I'm going to take a look at what our cruise altitude is. And looks like, well, let me look at, okay, alright, 39,000 feet is where we need to get to, so that's where we're going to climb to. Patriot Brad asked, "Are you playing CS2?" I'm not sure. I'm not sure what CS2 is. This is Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. But I've been playing college football. That's pretty fun. FIFA is also great. FIFA is fantastic. Oh, Counter-Strike 2. I haven't tried it, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it, that it's like, I want to say it, for quite a while, it was like the #1 most played game in the world. I've never tried it, but I've heard that it's a lot of fun. Do you like it? fact you might not know, but by land area, Ukraine is the largest country in Europe. It's pretty cool. If any of you guys are wondering, we're getting close to being about halfway across the Black Sea on our way down to Syria. We're going to be crossing over Turkey, and we're going to be flying over Syrian airspace after that. guys. Just to kind of give you an update of what you're seeing. On the bottom left side of the screen, you can see the coast of northern Turkey. I had no idea that there's actually snow on some of the mountains this time of year in that area, so that's really fascinating. We're going to be passing over eastern Turkey during a great deal of the rest of this flight. We're going to be flying over, I believe we're going to be flying over the regions of Cappadocia, and then on to Syria, where we're going to be landing in Damascus in about an hour. So sit back and enjoy the flight, and thank you very much for watching. Okay guys, this was a little bit unexpected, but it looks like there is some radar over here in eastern Turkey, and it is kind of surreal to be flying over snow on our way to Syria, but in eastern Turkey that's, I guess the altitude is high enough and there's enough mountains that there's actually snow. So anyway, we just got hailed by some radar here, let's see, 129425, so we're just going to jump on that really quick. Alright, 129 or 425. Alright, let's talk to, and I'm gonna have to find out what they're called too, because I've never talked to this one before. Okay. Check that's in radar. And it looks like, okay, so it's Ankara control. 29 or 425, okay.
Now 46412. 46412. Level up to 175, identify. Right.
Turkey 754, radio check.
Turkey 754, Ankara 515.
Ankara control, this is Etihad 4811. I am at flight level 390 inbound Jemberik.
Yes, 4811, hello, Ankara control agency.
Okay, so I guess we've been checked in, so that's good.
Good day, frequency of 60 sending.
Level 3816, ahoy, Ankara control, identify. Central altitude 5000 feet, clear range 1012, clear balance to 63600.
This is 5000 with a, can you please take it?
1012.
Can you please
Natovia 3319, hello, Ankara, squawk 6403. Cargo 8386, Ankara identify. Natovia 3319, squawk 6403.
Turkey 754, request clearance to Lima Tango Foxtrot Mike IFR.
Turkish 754, hello, Ankara control, information Alpha, clear Istanbul, extend 1 Foxtrot departure, runway 36 right, climb initially 1000 feet, squawk 6424.
Turkey 754, runway 36 right, initial climb 11,000 feet, squawk 6424.
754 is okay.
Ankara control, good night, airport 429, inbound from the runway 320, request please the cockpit 5.
Airport 429, hello, Ankara 26406.
26406,
It was 3816, turn right heading 340.
Right heading 340, Petrol 306.
Still be at 4 hours.
Heading 340, 34 hours.
Anatolia 3319, rest box 6403.
Turkey 754, what was the takeoff start, sir?
Sorry, say again?
What was the takeoff start, sir? Turkey 754.
Running unreadable.
Say again?
Unreadable.
Center, 4 Lima with Detroit 370.
Dinner 4 Lima, hello, Ankara identified. Anatolia 3319, respond 6403.
Ankara control, Napoli Volante 1, confirm on the me on the safety.
Say again?
Do you have me on city directory?
Negative, why is leaving the Zoom request from me? I sent the request. Could you please check it? Yeah, I don't have it. The code is Lima Tango X3 X3. Correct. Try to send the request again.
Good evening, Wizard to Yankee Delta at flight level 370, direct to Lamsa.
Wizard 2 Yankee Delta, hello, on the right.
Turkey 754 requesting push and start up.
754, push and start approved, 3 QNH1012.
Turkey 754 push and start approach, pace east, QNH 1012.
And access to the 5 feet level. Can we request 2 minutes back for please?
The call time?
Sorry, 5 feet November.
5 November, monitor advisory,
This is Badger 123.8, thanks for having me as well.
Zero 3816, runway 36, center clear to land, wind 310 degrees, 16. Autovia 3319, report 6403.
Good evening, Hunting 19 from Quebec, flight level 330, inbound pickup.
Contour to 19, construct Quebec, row Ankara control, identify, 30% flight level 250.
Descent flight level 250, Hunting 19 from Quebec.
Contour 19, construct Quebec, walk 6411.
Got 6411, short distance.
H1 Alpha Ho, Ankara, 46405. 46405.
Turkey 754 ready to taxi.
754, taxi calling point and base. ground via Mike and Mike 7.
Turkey 754, taxiing holding point, runway 36 right, taxi via Mike and Mike 1.
Mike and Mike 7.
Mike and Mike 7, Turkish 754.
Emirates 12, 5.
Control control, the station is right. Gate 7, Thompson report, the Patango transport, here, partner destination, reform Tango, Delta, Turkey 7, Hotel Papa.
Turkey 7 Hotel Papa, enter takeoff flight via New York, first waypoint in the morning.
This is the 7 Hotel Papa.
Again? One Alpha proceed direct Oscar. The cargo 8386, monitor advisory 120. Anatolia 3319, road 6403. Citadel 3816, UK, turn 228 Bravo via Golf and Alpha 2. Zero 2 Yankee Delta, monitor advisory 122 decimal 8.
Monitor advisory at 122.8, Wizard 2 Yankee Delta. Turkish 754, holding point, runway 35 right, holding short.
Turkish 754, Roger, there is just departing aircraft in front of you, keep ignoring using our call position. Football 7374, Lankara, identify.
Ankara, this is 705 Papa.
Go ahead.
We are ready for clearance for 8 of Reform Tango Delta Delta, sir. This is 705
For the
Papa.
first waypoint is invalid. There is no SID to the waypoint.
Emirates operated.
Turk 19er Foxtrot Quebec, expect ILS Yankee 08 left, descent altitude 10,000 feet, QNH 1001.
Expecting ILS for runway 08 left, descend to 1,000 feet, QNH 100, Sunset 19 Foxtrot.
Turkish 754, holding short runway 36 right, ready for departure.
Turkish 754, runway 36 right, clear for takeoff, with correction 310 degrees, 16.26.
Turkish 754, runway 36, clear for takeoff.
And from Turk 19er Foxtrot Quebec, radar service terminated via Damas, cleared ILS Yankee 08 left, reported completion.
Clear thank you for runway 08 left, with the report established Sunset 19 Foxtrot.
Control, good evening, Singapore 318 on side level 360, inbound in the reciprocity.
Singapore 318, hello, Ankara Control, identify. Control 7374, short again, United States Minister Advisory 122, that's come on.
228, and the picture check the light.
Yeah, 4811, Minister Advisory 122, that's come on.
so you weren't able to hear my response, but because my mic was muted. But we've been switched over to Unicom from Ankara control. So what's happened now is we have now crossed the border from Turkey into Syria. You might not be able to see it, but in just a moment we're going to be passing over the city of Aleppo. And if you know your history, this is a city that was pretty much wiped out in the conflicts of the last 15 years. They're gradually trying to rebuild it. Because there's a lot of cloud cover and some stormy weather over Aleppo, we're probably not going to get a chance to see the city from up here, but just a fascinating piece of geography, fascinating piece of history that we're flying over. And we should be landing in Damascus, Syria, in about 25 minutes. So sit back and enjoy and guys, we're getting pretty close to Damascus, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some weather data here in the MCU. Let's take a look at what the weather's like. So, QNH 005. Temperatures, and this is surprising for Syria, it's only 8 degrees Celsius or 46 degrees Fahrenheit. So that means it's colder in Syria right now than it is where I live. That's fascinating. Okay, so winds 210 and 12. And let's take a look at the go around section. According to the chart, 5,000 over here and 3,000 feet on the side. Okay. So we're doing a very gentle approach into Damascus. We're kind of just we're gonna get to about 24,000 feet when we get to this sort of elbow in the flight plan that you see here. Might be able to lower my radar range here just a tad. Yeah, so hope you enjoy that. I'm just gonna get closer and closer to Damascus, only about 10 minutes away. Looks like we've got some stormy weather over Syria at the moment. It just makes things more interesting. guys, we're about to start our final descent into Damascus, Syria. We're very close. We're less than 10 minutes away from landing, so that's pretty exciting stuff. The landscape here is gorgeous, as expected. Outside. Wow. This is beautiful. really close to Damascus. I'm gonna be there very soon. It's gonna be a lot of fun. First time landing in Syria. Down to 5,000 feet as quickly as possible based on the charts I'm reading. Guys, very close. Got some mountains there in the background, that's cool. That's really neat. Okay. Yes, I know, I don't need those speed brakes anymore. Alright, here we go. Alright, we're in approach phase. I did that automatically. Guys, in just a moment we're going to do something dangerous. We're going to turn off autopilot and before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and put on our flaps 1. And, yeah. Alright, we're going to turn off autopilot. Let's do it. Alright, here we go.
$2,500.
Damascus traffic, Etihad 4811 is 5 miles south from establishing on the ILS for runway 23 right. Damascus traffic. Established here. Flux 1, speed brakes armed, great. Perfect. Guys, we're just a couple minutes away from landing in Damascus. This is exciting stuff. I can get my camera adjusted right while I'm trying to fly here. Got a little bit of a crosswind. It's a headwind and a crosswind all at once. Damascus traffic, Etihad 4811 is established on the ILS for runway 23 right, 5 nautical miles out.
1000.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yes, thank you.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
500.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Okay, here we go.
Don't sink. 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 Don't sink.
40. 30.
Don't sink.
20. Retard.
Don't
Retard.
sink.
10.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
5.
Damascus traffic, Etihad 4811 is clear, runway 23 right. Alright guys, we're gonna find a gate. Made it to Damascus. Flew all the way from Ukraine. Find a gate over here. And let's see here. Alright, we're gonna bring our flaps up. Probably should have done this a moment ago. And start the APU. I really hope you guys enjoyed this flight from Ukraine to Syria. If you like this kind of thing, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to have you join, and hope you have a